soil. So this is a natural resource, very important in our everyday life. How is it important? You see, plants are very important for us, for our everyday life. These plants can grow in the presence of soil. They extend their roots into these tiny particles of soil. The tiny particles of soil that are around the roots exhibit a strong force which enable them to stand in the soil firmly. So the soil particles which are around these roots will provide a support for the roots, and it acts as an anchor for the roots. And not only anchoring and helping the plant to stand firmly. Anchor means to hold together and provide a support. Not only that, this soil is rich in minerals. So many minerals are there, important minerals that are required for plants: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Even other minerals like magnesium, phosphates, sulfates, all these other minerals also are present in soil. So minerals that are present in soil are used up by these plants, and these plants grow well. So once the plant is able to grow well, those unlimited number of uses of plants, we are able to get it only because of growth of plants. Okay, we will not discuss about the importance of plants here. So all those uses of plants are again applying here also. When plants are growing with the help of soil, we are getting all the benefits of the plants. And plants not only grow well and supply with all those things, they support animals also. So the minerals that are obtained from plants, from soil to plants, pass on to animals. When animals are feeding on them, they pass on to animals also. So this is supporting life. In one way, you can say that soil is supporting life. And not only these plants and animals, those microorganisms which live in soil, microorganisms which live in soil. Take for example, nostoc is a smallest bacteria that lives in soil, uses soil nutrients, and it also helps the soil. It supplies nitrogen back to the soil also. So this microorganism is dependent on soil. You take small organisms like earthworms, they depend on soil. They require soil to live. They eat soil. They shit in the soil. They make it mineral rich. And not only this, you take the rodents like rats, rabbits, they also live in the soil. So many things. So not only those smaller organisms, these organisms which are visible to eye are also depending on soil. Apart from that, we have wide varieties of uses from soil. You take any mineral that is around, soil protects this, it helps in supporting the life, it provides nutrients and anchoring for plants. Animals are dependent on plants. In this way, it is supporting life. It is home for microorganisms and smaller organisms like earthworms and rats. So, in this way, also, it is supporting life. Okay, soil is very important for supporting life. And apart from that, every day in our daily lives, we are having so many minerals, right? All those minerals are obtained from soil only. You take, for example, iron, used in almost everything that we use in everyday life. Right from this iron is obtained from soil only. Gold, silver, and several other metals like aluminium, all these are obtained from soil only. Okay, so all the minerals, not only metals, non-metals like calcium, magnesium, chlorine, sodium, all these minerals are obtained from soil. Every day from morning to evening, our life is full of chemicals. All those chemicals that are that we use in our everyday life are obtained from soil. Most of them are obtained from soil, right? This is one use. So one is it supports life, one is it helps in obtaining nutrients. Coal, petroleum, natural gas, all these are obtained again from soil only. Diamonds, soot, all these comes from again soil only. So it is a rich source of minerals, right? Okay. Next important use. In our everyday life also we are using soil like making bricks, constructing houses, bricks, constructing houses. Several construction material that are, see, tiles are obtained from, tiles are obtained, marble stones are obtained, granite stones are obtained, even the cement, mortar, everything that, the whatever, what whitewash is performed on the, during the construction of house. These all are obtained for our, most of the construction material again is obtained from soil only. You take for example pottery, different types of pots are made, glasses are made. These days you can go in market and search it, you'll get, clay bottles are also available, clay glasses are available. When you are, in your Diwali occasions, you make small small, what is small lights, those small, oil lamps, or they are also made up of mud only. And you can see that matkas, pots, all these are made from soil only, right? And you can also see that, okay, this is all pottery. You can also see some of the statues are made from soil. Rocks also. Rocks are also used to carve certain structures. So all these things are obtained from soil only. So our life is completely dependent on soil. Okay. Next. So what is soil composed of? What is present inside the soil? If you draw a graph for soil, 25% of soil has air in it. So soil is not simply hard structure. There are some particles of air. Between each soil particle, air is trapped. Air is trapped inside the particles of soil. Soil is composed of 25% of air. Air is present inside, in between those soil particles. The particles have some space in between them, and because of that reason there is so much amount of air trapped in between the soil particles. It has 25% of water. So between one particle and another particle there is water that is trapped. This water is here because the soil particles are holding those droplets of water. So in between the water particles are held like this. Because of the capillary action of the soil particles, the water is present in between like this. Okay? And 45% of minerals are present. 45% of minerals are present and 5% humus. In this humus, there is organic material as well as organisms are included. These organisms can be a microorganism, it can be a microorganism, or it can be visible small organisms, those which have capacity to decompose, but they are visible. So those visible organisms are also included in this humus. See, so this soil is composed of all these things. 25% of air, 25% of water, 45% of minerals, and 5% humus. Okay. So these minerals and humus are visible in the form of soil particles. Soil particles. Okay. These particles may be very small, somewhat larger size, or somewhat larger than normal. Okay. All those particles together make up the minerals and humus. So when we see, we think they are soil particles. Actually, in those soil particles, there are minerals and humus. What is humus? Okay, humus is nothing but when a organism dies, plant leaves are falling on the ground. Small organisms, numerous organisms are dying inside the soil. All these are degraded. Degraded means they are made into fine powder by the action of microorganisms. So that is called the organic matter that is present in the soil. The organisms which make this organic matter are microorganisms and small organisms like Small insects that are present in the soil, dust mites, those are present, and earthworms, rodents, small rodents that are present inside the soil. All those are organisms that help in formation of the humus. Okay. So when you see the soil, you cannot understand which is humus, which is soil particle. It looks like powder, that's all. Humus is nothing but powder. You can't understand that this is humus, this is soil particle. So it mixes up and looks simply like soil particles. You take some amount of soil in your hand and check it. You will not be able to differentiate which is humus, which is not humus. You just feel all those are soil particles, that's all. Right? So next, soil layers that are present inside the soil. Layers of soil. Soil layers are divided into A horizon, B horizon, C horizon, and bedrock. Bedrock. So this is topsoil. A horizon is also called as topsoil. B horizon is called as subsoil. C horizon is called as substratum. And last one is bedrock. What is present in topsoil? In topsoil, you can see the soil particles are fine, very fine particles. Fine means very minute sized particles. Why it is having minute sized particles? The main reason for this is because here more humus is there. Why more humus is there? Here itself, all the organisms that die are falling there itself, whether it is a small organism like amoeba, earthworm, or any rat, all those organisms are falling on this only. And when it falls on this, they are degraded by small microorganisms, and that powder is entering in here only. So humus is present here. More humus is present here. Since more humus is present there, these particles are fine. So very important thing is fine particles are present. If particles are very fine, will it hold more water or will it hold less water? Can you guess? You take, for example, larger particles of stones and small sand particles, which will hold more water. Sand particles will hold more water. The same way, you take sand and clay, which will hold more water. Compared to sand, clay particles will hold more water. So the same thing happens when humus is more, the particle size is less, it holds more water. When it holds more water, more humus is there, fine particles are there. Is it suitable for plant growth? Yes, it is suitable for plant growth. It is very much fertile and suitable for plant growth. You can say that this is a fertile soil. Since it is fertile, it is suitable for plant growth. So that is why you can see all the roots of plants in this topsoil. Next, coming to the B horizon, that is subsoil. Some roots will extend till here. So, when you observe the plants, some of the plants' roots will extend till here also. You can see some of the roots, some roots. But humus is less because when rain falls, this humus, minute particles may be carried till here. That is why humus is there. But there are no organisms that die there, or there are no organisms that are absorbed into soil there. So there is less humus. Particle size is large. Particle size is large. So now guess whether it is fertile or not. If particle size is large, can it hold water? Cannot hold water. Cannot hold water. Particle size is large. No humus. Is it fertile? So it's not fertile. Not enough fertile for the growth. And the third layer is substratum. Before I say you substratum, I'll say you about this last bedrock. Bedrock is completely composed of very large size of rocks. Very large size of rocks that are present in the innermost layer. These rocks break to form the smaller size of rocks. So this layer does not have any soil. Actually, it is only having rock. So no question of humus, no question of fine particles, no water retention, no plant growth in this area. Okay. So there is no humus, very large particle size. It cannot hold water. It is not suitable for plant growth. Okay. So that is about horizon. That is about the layers of soil. Now, particle size. Based on the particle size, based on the particle size, a soil particle can be called clay, a very fine particle, or it can be called as silt. But silt is smaller than sand particle, but it is a little larger than clay particles. Okay. And next comes sand, those sand which are used in construction purpose. You can see those size of the particles. And next one is gravel. Gravel is the small stones that are found in the soil. Okay. So silt is larger than clay. Sand is larger than silt. And gravel is larger than sand. Depending upon the composition of these various particles in the soil, soil can be classified into clayey soil, sandy soil, or loamy soil. So this is a classification based on particle size only. So we are not talking about alluvial soil, black soil. All those soils are based on mineral content that is present, humus content that is present. So we are not talking about those types. So that classification is a different classification. This is based on particle size. Based on particle size, soil can be a clayey soil, sandy soil, or loamy soil. When soil has more amount of sorry. So when soil has more amount of minute particles, humus in it, then soil is very sticky. This type of soil is called as clayey soil. When particle size is large, then that type of soil is called as sandy soil. Loamy soil is a mixture of clayey soil and sandy soil. It has some small particles, some large particles, all mixed up together. If it is present, some gravel is present in that. If it is mixed up, then it is called as loamy soil. So with this, I am closing today's class, children.